Industry is fundamental to the founding and the strength of a nation. Since the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1949, industry has advanced at an unprecedented speed. Over the past 75 years, China has forged ahead against all odds, and established a modern industrial system with complete industrial categories, completing the historic transformation from a poor and backward agricultural country to the world's largest manufacturer. China has realized industrialization in just a few decades, which took developed countries several centuries. History often highlights the critical moments, and the great journey always advances through difficulties. On the new journey of the new era, China strides forward on the path of new industrialization, with a strong industrial foundation and active innovation momentum, providing solid support for promoting Chinese modernization. In Uyghur, Taklamakan means, you can go in but you will never come out. In the spring of 2024, the Sea of Death witnessed a miracle. Shindi Take 1 has reached an astonishing depth of 10,000 meters, setting a new record for the deepest well in Asia. It continued to drill towards the ultra-deep layer of 11,000 meters. Domestically produced seamless steel tubes continuously reach new heights in underground exploration. About 4,000 kilometers away, to simulate the composite load of steel tubes 10,000 meters underground, engineers built a simulation scenario in the laboratory, and conducted extremely rigorous tests on the steel tubes that were about to leave the factory.
The results are excellent. The structural integrity fully meets the design requirements.
Seamless steel tubes are known as the blood vessels of industry. It was invented in the mid-19th century. But till the founding of the PRC, all seamless steel tubes in China were imported. In 1949, the poor and weak agricultural country had zero production of seamless steel tubes, and the total steel output was only enough to build one bird's nest, not even enough for every household in China to make a hoe. Industrialization has been China's unwavering dream and pursuit since modern times. Without a strong industry, there is no strong country. Determined Chinese people decided to face the challenges head-on, and embarked on a large-scale industrialization journey. It's the summer harvest. The YT6668 large combine harvester developed by Zhang Jianzong and his team is about to be tested in the field.
The test results are very promising. Now China needs such a large combine harvester to break the monopoly of foreign products, fill the gap in China, and safeguard China's food security.
Benchmarking and catching up is the mission ingrained in the company established during the first 5-year plan period. This crawler tractor exhibited in the museum was the company's earliest star product, and also the first generation of tractors independently produced in China. It is one of the achievements of a grand national plan. The draft diagram of the first 5-year plan for development of the national economy of the People's Republic of China, preserved in the National Museum of China, embodies the people's longing and aspirations for the modern industry at that time, and tells the passionate stories when the industrialization of the PRC set sail.
How could China transform from a backward agricultural country to an industrial nation? If it was only a concept during the War of Resistance against Japanese aggression and the Democratic Revolution, then in the early days of the founding of the PRC, this concept began to turn into action.
foundation for industrialization, raw materials, the energy sector, and regional layouts. Also provided strong support for the development of industrialization.
I'm out of the hatch, and I'm feeling quite well.
On July 3, 2024, the Shenzhou 18 crew completed their second spacewalk. This was the 16th spacewalk by Chinese takonauts during the space station phase.
China's space station is very beautiful. When the robotic arm moved to the highest point, despite the dazzling sunlight, I couldn't help but take a few more glances. It made me feel the greatness of the project.
The globally admired Great Project relies on the protection of a small connector. It is related to whether takonauts can safely and stably perform extravehicular tasks. From the successful round trip of the Shenzhou 1 test spacecraft in 1999 to the successful launch of Shenzhou 18 in 2024, this company from Mianyang, Sichuan, has been contributing to the China manned space program for 25 years.
Our company is a third front enterprise. The spirits of taking responsibility, serving the country by developing technology, and contributing to the country, are deeply rooted in the company, and have been passed down all these years.
In the 1960s, facing increasingly grave and complex international situations, China made a far-reaching strategic decision for the construction of the Third Front. The Third Front was once remote and impoverished, with almost no industrial foundation. Countless workers, scientists, and PLA officers and soldiers left their homes and went to Western China to develop the local economy and society. To this day, the old sites of 4 factories from the Third Front movement still remain on Yuejin Road in Mianyang.
This building was for single people, and this one was for those who had a family. I lived here for 6 years.
Lin Jiahe, a veteran of the war to resist U.S. aggression and aid Korea, and more than 70 of his comrades, took off their military uniforms and participated in the Third Front movement.
Back then, the construction policy was to construct, trial, and produce simultaneously, known as the 3 simultaneous construction.
As the only science and technology city in China today, Mianyang gained a large number of newly built, relocated, and expanded enterprises and supporting research institutions during the Third Front movement, achieving comprehensive development in the ordnance, modern metallurgy, and electronics industries, and injecting strong technological innovation genes into the city.
Keep going. Walk to this point. Move forward.
Today, in this intelligent manufacturing industrial park, Technical Director Ding Shuangpeng is leading the team to test the new generation Neuralink equipment.
Alright, at this moment, the Neuralink module intelligently detected the approach of humans.
The company was established in 2016. In 2023, it was rated as a national specialized and innovative little giant enterprise. It is one of the 19 specialized and innovative little giants incubated by a Third Front factory on Yuejin Road, Mianyang. As a large-scale industrial migration process in the history of China's economy, the industrial ecosystem laid down 60 years ago is now thriving. The Chengdu-Chongqing Electronic Information and Advanced Manufacturing Industrial Cluster, jointly declared by Mianyang, Chongqing, and Chengdu, was shortlisted as a national advanced manufacturing cluster.
Upon the completion of the first and second 5-year plans, the Third Front movement was carried out to respond to the tense international situation and make preparations for war. Through the Third Front movement, the originally weakest areas have been transformed from a blank slate to a modern industrial system, laying a good foundation for future development.
After the 156 key industrial projects in the 1950s, the layout of the Third Front movement in the 1960s, and 2 large-scale technology introductions in the 1970s, China has basically established an independent and complete industrial system.
There were two machine tools in the ads. Model 114, high-precision, single-axis, automatic lathes.
Wang Zhongyi is in his 80s, but he still clearly remembers this advertisement published in the People's Daily on June 25, 1979. In the late 1970s, watches, bicycles, sewing machines, and radios, known as 3 rounds and 1 sound, became Chinese people's highest demand for material life. The Ningjiang machine tool factory where Wang worked, specialized in producing machine tools for the 4 items.
Our factory's machine tools were very popular in China. But if you wanted to buy one, you had to apply to the first Ministry of Machine Building Industry and wait for distribution.
In the era of a planned economy, production materials urgently needed by the market could not be bought even with money, while the factory with an annual capacity of over 1,000 machine tools could not fully utilize its potential. In 1978, Sichuan province began a pilot program to expand the rights of autonomy for enterprises. Ningjiang Machine Tool Factory published the advertisement in People's Daily, which was groundbreaking.
It was the era of a planned economy. Production materials at that time were not commodities. It was quite risky to make it a commodity. Maybe we'd go to jail.
Less than a month after this advertisement was published, the groundbreaking explosion in Shikou of Shenzhen broke the shackles of the planned economy. Like spring thunders, the steps of reform were unstoppable, giving wings to the takeoff of Chinese industry. Over the past 40 years since the reform and opening up, China's manufacturing has grown at an average rate of 14% annually, rapidly integrating into the International Division of Labor, becoming the world's factory. In 2010, China again became the world's largest manufacturer, after a century and a half, and has continued to advance ever since. Today, China has remained the world's top manufacturing hub for 14 consecutive years, with the output of over 220 industrial products ranking first globally. Ismail Haki Musa, the Turkish ambassador to China, who has been in office for just over a year, is a loyal fan of Chinese manufacturing.
I myself bought a car produced in China. I bought a cell phone produced in China. Chinese products made in China is becoming more and more popular in Turkey as well. This is true, but this is not only in Turkey. A regular observation throughout the world. Products made in China more competitive, at a cheaper price, at a high quality.
Industry, especially manufacturing, is the basic framework of a major economy and the true backbone. The report to the 20th National Congress of the CPC stated that, by 2015, China will basically achieve new industrialization. It stressed that we must continue to focus on the real economy in pursuing economic growth, advance new industrialization, and boost China's strength in manufacturing, product quality, aerospace, transportation, cyberspace, and digital development. General Secretary Xi Jinping pointed out that realizing new industrialization is a key task in the nation's pursuit of Chinese modernization to comprehensively build a stronger country and advance national rejuvenation on the new journey in the new era. The Horgos Highway Port is the largest land port for automotive exports in China. Li Honghe is driving a domestically produced new energy vehicle to Kazakhstan to assist in the process of exporting the whole vehicle.
At most, there are more than 3,000 ferry drivers at the port. Usually there are around 1,500. They are all waiting to deliver cars at the 6th-generation State Gate.
The emerging new profession, ferry drivers, stems from the rapid growth of China's new energy vehicle exports. More than 4,000 kilometers away, at the Shanghai Nangang Ro-Ro terminal, 1,888 new energy vehicles made in China are lining up to be loaded onto ships. The busy scene at the terminal is attributed to the 4-hour industrial circle for new energy vehicles in the Yangtze River Delta. Whether it is the hardware or software, the design or the production, all processes of producing a new energy vehicle can be completed within the Yangtze River Delta. More than 40% of China's new energy vehicles are produced in the region. In 2023, China became the world's largest automotive exporter for the first time. The production and sales of new energy vehicles have been ranking first in the world for 9 consecutive years. Peter Lizak, the Slovak ambassador to China, has been practicing table tennis for 50 years. He said that this hobby allowed him to better understand the wisdom of the Chinese people in seizing opportunities.
I think that it is a sport which is demanding good flexibility, good orientation, good skills. This is mirroring in a way the character of the Chinese people, who are flexible and adaptable. Don't catch this one, you can lose the whole match. Obviously, electric vehicles have good potential to grow, and China has catch this opportunity.
In his 2024 New Year message, General Secretary Xi Jinping pointed out that new energy vehicles, lithium batteries, and photovoltaic products are a new testimony to China's manufacturing prowess. Today, China has 41 major industrial categories, 207 medium industrial categories, and 666 industrial subcategories, being the only one in the world covering all industrial categories in the United Nations Industry Classification System. This provides a solid foundation and confidence for made-in-China products.
This is a one-to-one reproduction of the actual ship.
In June, Huang Xinhui, a designer at the Shanghai Merchant Ship Design and Research Institute, was using an AR model to test a ship. 2 days later, the clean energy Ro-Ro ship he designed for transporting vehicles was about to embark on its maiden voyage. To ensure everything went smoothly, Huang specially invited an old master of the institute. Zhang Minjian, Starry's chief expert, has designed nearly 200 ships in his 40-year career. From the initial small bulk ships to today's world records. From petrochemical fuels to today's green energy. He has witnessed the transformation of the shipbuilding industry.
In terms of environmental protection and energy saving, shipowners are more willing to invest in new energy sources on their ships.
Accelerating the green and low-carbon development of industry is an important measure to promote new industrialization. Changxing Island of Shanghai is the largest, most advanced, and most internationally competitive shipbuilding base in China. Along the 16,000-meter-long deep-water shoreline, more than 70,000 workers in the 14-square-kilometer factory are riding the wave of new industrialization. This plasma cutting machine can cut through a 50mm thick solid steel plate in just a few seconds. The keen-edged tool is the 3D CNC bending machine independently developed by China.
Efficiency can generally be increased by 5 to 10 times. Now, our operators work in the computer room, and only one person is needed outside. The number of personnel required has decreased, the environment has improved, efficiency has increased, and our income has also increased.
From building blocks to assembling them, the 10,000-ton, 100-meter-long sections are quickly assembled in the dock, seamlessly connected.
We can directly see the problems from the site on the model. It helps decision makers to schedule and coordinate more accurately. This is the result of digitalization.
Now, the old shipbuilding company can complete the construction of a liquefied gas ship in about 15 months. And the orders for liquefied gas ships have been scheduled until 2027. Today, 1 out of every 2 ships completed in the world is made in China.
We are now the world's largest shipbuilding country,
forming a full-spectrum equipment product system. In the past, we followed others. Now, we hope to lead others. That is a qualitative change.
As an important part of equipment manufacturing, China's shipbuilding industry is gradually transforming and upgrading from a traditional labor-intensive industry to a high-end, intelligent, and green industry. It has the capability to build aircraft carriers, large liquefied natural gas transport ships, and large cruise ships, gathering the three pearls of the shipbuilding industry. Manufacturing is the lifeline of the national economy. The high-quality development of manufacturing plays a major role in the high-quality development of China's economy. Since the 18th National Congress of the CPC, the added value of equipment manufacturing sector above designated size has increased by 8.7% annually. In 2023, the added value of equipment manufacturing accounted for 33.6% of that of industrial output above designated size, an increase of 5.4% from 2012.
In a country with a population of 1.4 billion like China, a strong material and technological foundation is necessary to fully build a modern society. Therefore, the 20th National Congress proposed that high-quality development is the first and foremost task in building a modern socialist country in all respects, and promoting new industrialization is a key task.
Zhongwei is the first stop of the Yellow River entering Ningxia. Nowadays, data from all over the country is also pouring into this small town in the Gobi Desert.
Now we're testing the network quality of the Ningxia Medical Cloud platform. The network delay to Incheon is 1 millisecond. The network delay to Xi'an is 4 milliseconds.
As Ningxia's gateway in the west, Zhongwei is located in the geometric center of China's land. The unique geographical advantage has made it a hub for data exchange for many well-known internet giants. Numerous photovoltaic panels in the barren mountains and Gobi Desert produce green electricity, providing energy for the construction of the computing power center. In 2013, Zhongwei established cloud computing and big data industries as its #1 project, and planned to build the Western Cloud Base, showing great sincerity in attracting talents.
The government allocated 200 million yuan and entrusted operators to build 4 by 100G high-speed bandwidth. To this day, many administrative procedures, including communicating with the government, are still handled very fast.
In 2021, the construction of national computing hubs of the National Computing Power Network officially began. In the Eastern Data, Western Computing Project, Zhongwei in northwestern China became one of the 8 hubs. Since the launch of the Eastern Data, Western Computing Project, the network delay between the Eastern and Western hubs has basically met the requirement of 20 milliseconds, which has built a digital development highway for new industrialization.
The development of the digital economy has many important characteristics. The most important one is the huge demand and application scenarios of modernization with a huge population scale. From the perspective of China, because of the vast geographical range, it is entirely possible to have a cross-regional layout in the industrial chain. The East Data West Computing Project has made a division of labor between industries. It is a cross-regional cooperation mechanism between the eastern, central, and western regions.
This is an industrial park in Hangzhou. It is brightly lit at night. But it's not the workers who are working overtime. In this 12,000 square meter factory, 16 production lines operate at high speed, running 24 hours without the need for lights. By replacing manual labor with machines, the production line efficiency has increased from 10,000 pieces to 50,000 pieces per day, with a product qualification rate of 99%. In Zhejiang, there are 794 smart factories and digital workshops. More than 80.6% of industrial enterprises above designated size have completed digital transformation. Today, China's digital economy accounts for more than 40% of the gross domestic product. The integration of digital technology and the real economy empowers the development of new industrialization. China has cultivated 421 national-level smart manufacturing demonstration factories and more than 14,000 5G plus industrial internet projects, covering all major industrial categories.
Combining with the digital economy and intelligence, is the direction for the transformation and upgrading of the existing real economy. It is a very important requirement for new industrialization. Achieving new industrialization is an important goal for promoting Chinese modernization by 2035.
In 2023, General Secretary Xi Jinping proposed the concept of new quality productive forces and the major task of developing new quality productive forces, providing scientific guidance for accelerating technological innovation and promoting high-quality development on the new journey in the new era. Xi Jinping stressed that new quality productive forces are marked by innovation, with high quality as the key, and advanced productivity as the essence. In Beijing Economic Technological Development Area, driverless taxis have gone from science fiction to reality. In the ecosystem of autonomous driving, the Beidou navigation satellite system independently developed by China has played a crucial role. After 30 years of scientific research, Chinese aerospace scientists successfully launched 60 Beidou navigation satellites, establishing an independent, open, and compatible global satellite navigation system. It is recognized by the United Nations as one of the 4 major global satellite navigation systems. The accuracy of the navigation system largely depends on a key core component, the spaceborne hydrogen atomic clock. Lin Chuanfu, 72 years old, is the chief scientist of the hydrogen clock team at the Shanghai Astronomical Observatory. He participated in the development of China's first-generation hydrogen atomic clock. After retiring, he was rehired. Now, in his 70s, he is working with young team members to develop a new generation of hydrogen clocks.
We must keep innovating. Without innovation, a team will collapse. We can't rest on our laurels. I believe this will not change.
Building well in space and using properly on the ground is the goal of BDS. In 2023, the total output of China's satellite navigation and location services had exceeded 530 billion yuan. There are a total of 1.4 billion pieces of equipment using the BDS.
BDS has incorporated multiple technologies. The development of applications is generalized and on a large scale, across various industries and regions. So I think BDS Plus and Plus DS are new quality productive forces.
The aerospace information industry is both a strategic emerging industry and a future industry. In January 2024, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology and 6 other departments released a guideline to support 6 key future industries including manufacturing, information, materials, energy, space, and health, making far-sighted arrangements for the development of future industries. In early March, Professor Hongbua from Tsinghua University and journalists went on a visit. In October 2023, Hong's team participated in completing the first wireless minimally invasive brain-computer interface clinical implantation in China.
Yang was our first patient. He was very brave, being the first person in the world to accept a brain-computer interface implantation.
The bulge on Yang's head is where the 2 coin-sized brain-computer interface processors are implanted. After being implanted into Yang's skull, they collect intracranial nerve signals in the sensoromotor area, equivalent to reconstructing a neural pathway to control the body externally. In 2009, Yang suffered a car accident, resulting in cervical spine injury and quadriplegia. For 15 years, he was completely unable to take care of himself. After the brain-computer interface implantation, changes have quietly begun.
For example, my thumb.
Flexible.
More importantly, I can feel the temperatures now, which I couldn't before. In the past, hot and cold were just one sensation, a stabbing pain. When I feel itchy, I just scratch it. It feels so good.
Let's toast together, wishing you a speedy recovery. Okay, thanks. All right, thank you.
Throughout the history of human society, every major leap in productivity has accelerated social transformation. General Secretary Xi Jinping stressed that we must boost scientific and technological innovation, particularly original and disruptive innovations, speed up efforts to attain greater self-reliance and strength, and work hard on key and core technologies so that original and disruptive sci-tech innovation outcomes can keep emerging, thus harnessing the new momentum for developing new quality productive forces. Shandong has produced nearly half of China's tire production. The export value of rubber tires from Weifang alone has exceeded 10 billion yuan. This city, known for its kites and steamed buns, is now one of the first pilot cities for new technological transformation in manufacturing. General Secretary Xi Jinping stressed that the transformation and upgrading of traditional industries can also develop new quality productive forces. The key to rejuvenating traditional industries lies in technological transformation. This company, located in Juchun, Weifang, holds the largest market share of bead wire globally. At the beginning of 2023, the French tire giant Michelin proposed to expand cooperation with the company. But the prerequisite was that the proportion of recyclable iron in raw materials had to reach 45%.
We felt very troubled. Firstly, this requirement was unprecedented in the industry, and we didn't have any technical data support. We were at a loss as to where to start.
To enter the high-end market, higher thresholds must be crossed. Do Yanjun and his colleagues lived in the company, using the glass walls as draft paper for calculating technical paths. Whether an industry is traditional or not, depends on technology and crafts. As a major province in traditional manufacturing, Shandong has been continuously promoting technological and company transformations. In 2023, a technological transformation matching meeting was held in Weifang. The government invited 15 well-known domestic technological transformation service providers. When the news was announced, more than 100 local industrial enterprises flocked to it.
Companies were enthusiastic about it. The key is that the government set up this platform and told entrepreneurs how to transform and who to rely on. After solving these problems, the pain points of technological transformation were cleared.
At this meeting, Do Yanjun and his team found a solution. Through technological transformation, the proportion of recyclable iron in raw materials reached 60%, far exceeding Michelin's requirements, winning the company an order of 12,000 tons of steel wire.
The key point is how to solve the heat dissipation problem in the wire production process. We tried changing the composition of the lubricant carrier and adding new additives, which effectively solved problems such as wire breakage in the production process.
At present, through continuous efforts, the proportion of recyclable iron is still increasing.
The tensile strength fully meets the requirements. The proportion of recyclable iron in the raw materials used in our new product is as high as 80%, not only achieving energy saving and emission reduction for our company but also helping our downstream customers, tire companies, and even the entire automotive industry promote their green and low-carbon development.
New quality productive forces are a new form of productivity that represents the direction of human social development. And the profound transformation of traditional industries is an extremely important chapter in the grand symphony of developing new quality productive forces. From January to July 2024, investment in technological transformation of manufacturing increased by 10.9% year-on-year. Industrial investment is a key variable in current economic growth. Technological transformation has created new development opportunities. This company in Huangpu District, Guangzhou, has just completed the assembly of its latest developed electric spindle.
The highest speed now reaches 24,000 revolutions per minute.
As the only domestic company with the R&D technology and production capabilities for 300,000 RPM electric spindles, it has successfully become the domestic substitution of such products.
It may take 5 to 10 years for foreign countries to iterate a technology, but our average iteration time is 2 to 3 years, nearly 3 times faster than theirs.
The pressure on enterprises comes from the strong demand of the Guangzhou-Shenzhen Fushan-Dongguan Intelligent Equipment Industrial Cluster for economically and industrially strong cities. Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Foshan, and Dongguan have joined forces to form the largest and most diverse intelligent equipment cluster in China, with the most complete industrial chain.
The industrial cluster's total output value exceeds 1 trillion yuan, supporting Guangdong's industrial production system worth 16 trillion yuan and driving the development of other manufacturing systems.
70 kilometers away, at a company in Dongguan specializing in the R&D of CNC machine tools, the electric spindle produced by Qing Shentao and his team is undergoing practical tests.
The texture is fine.
Looks good. Let's examine it with a magnifying glass. Nice. Very fine. Its thermal stability efficiency has improved by at least 10 to 15 minutes. This will benefit our machine tools a lot.
Innovative breakthroughs from upstream equipment suppliers within the cluster have allowed the national-level specialized and innovative little giant to overcome the last hurdle in new product development. The company where Qing Shentao works has set up a research team with the Institute of Intelligent Manufacturing, Guangdong Academy of Sciences, to work together on technical difficulties.
In recent years, we have established strategic partnerships with more than 50 companies in Guangdong, and more than 20 commissioners have been sent to companies to provide close service.
The Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Foshan, Dongguan Intelligent Equipment Industrial Clusters is driven by market with congenital deficiency. Most members are SMEs and private enterprises, with few large enterprises. They either have insufficient R&D teams or insufficient market expansion, so that requires everyone to work together to leverage their respective advantages and develop together.
To achieve true integrated development, scientific top-level design and effective governance models are indispensable. Guangzhou, Shenzhen, Foshan, and Dongguan have set up a cross-regional government working leadership group, as well as promotion agencies. The Reliability Research Team of the Institute of Intelligent Manufacturing, GDAS, is really in their element in the industrial cluster.
Within the industrial cluster, the Guangdong Machinery Industry Quality Management Association works as a bridge to help us cooperate with companies. The number of reliability-related research and service institutions in the area is more than in other parts of the country.
General Secretary Xi Jinping has repeatedly stated that we should develop a modernized industrial system with advanced manufacturing as the backbone. Currently, China has 45 advanced manufacturing clusters, covering key areas of building a manufacturing powerhouse. Since the 18th National Congress of the CPC, the industrial economy has ushered in a period of high-quality development. From 2013 to 2023, the added industrial value grew at an average annual rate of 5.7%. The growth rate has changed, but the structure has been optimized, and quality and efficiency have improved. In 2023, the value added of all industrial enterprises accounted for 31.8% of China's GDP. The industrial economy, with its complete industrial system and strong scale advantages, has laid a solid material foundation for national economic growth. After a journey with numerous difficulties and dangers, we still need to forge ahead. From a backward agricultural country to the world's largest manufacturer, and then to a manufacturing powerhouse. The Chinese people, who once created miracles in the history of industry, are continuously consolidating the foundation of the real economy, strengthening the engine of new industrialization, and marching towards new glory on the path of Chinese modernization.